Hello, here is the most important areas to focus on for JAMB Literature in English exam for this year. Of course, we've weighed in the full syllabus. We've also weighed in past question trends for the past 10 years and how repetitive these questions have been. So sit down, I will show you these main topics to focus on so that you don't waste time studying module to module or reading everything in the syllabus. Let's check it out. You're welcome back. Now there are six major areas, so I'll be listing them in order of priority. That means the ones that will most likely come out to the least likely. Now we start with the prescribed test. This is like your most priority, and you have about 40 to 50% of your questions coming from there. Prescribed test, that's prescribed novels. Then you have literary terms and devices. You have about 20 to 25% of your questions coming from this side, this section. I've done a lot of videos back to back on literary terms, literary devices. So go check in the channel for these videos and watch them. Then you have poetry, okay, followed by drama techniques, prose techniques, and then you have general analysis on questions, several questions that are just general analysis. Now let's see in depth each of these, just a little touch of details on each of this area. Now the first is the prescribed test, which will include your drama, prose, and poetry. Of course, JAMB will always set direct questions from this text every year. Now you need to know what JAMB wants to find out from you is if you know the characters and plot. You get questions like, what's the main character? What's the plot in this test? Plot event. You need to know what plot event is. Okay, meaning who did what? Why was it done? Okay, to whom was it done? Themes. What's the general theme of this text? Is it on corruption? Is it on japa? So there are themes for every literature work. Then setting. Setting is like the place, the time. Okay, and then you have the author. Who is the author? Okay, can you give a brief identification of the author? So that alone can get you 20-25 marks. That alone. So if you can master that, the prescribed test for this year, I've done a video on the prescribed test as well. They approved prescribed tests, so go check them out. If you can master those prescribed tests and be able to answer these questions I've listed out, you are guaranteed of about 20-25 marks. Then the next main area I mentioned is literary terms and devices. This is very, very, very important as well. So you should be able to know the figure of speech. I've done several videos on figure of speech. Okay, when you are comparison using like and as, it is what? When you are comparison without like and as, it is what? Repetition of vowel sound is what? Repetition of consonant sound is what? You should know all these things by now. They should be ringing in your head. When you are attributing human characteristics to non-human thing, it is what? These are important things that you should know. Then you're expected to know who a protagonist is, who an antagonist is. You're expected to know what satire is. Okay, what is ode? What is panegyric? You should know all these things. Then sound devices. Sounds. I've done several videos on sounds, consonant sounds, vowel sounds. You should be able to know what onomatopoeia is. Rhyme. What are rhyme? Okay. So these are things, aspects that are expected for you to know. And then the third under that main area. Now the third main area you should give a lot of attention to is poetry. Now under poetry, you will have type of devices, you have interpretation of these devices. So you're going to have like 2-3 lines, and JAMB will ask you to interpret the poem. So you have poem interpretation. It's very common. You have, what's the tone here? You have imagery, questions on imagery. Okay, questions that ask you to tell what imagery, what part of the body, what organ or what sense organ was in use. For example, you read a question like the 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 thunder, the thunder
Get the cheapest science materials from allschoollabs.com.
stroke and rattled the forest. Okay, so you are asked what organs, what human organs came into play when you read that line. That's an example. I just give you a rough something off my head. So that's an example. So you should be able to answer that. Oh, thunder. Okay. What thunder appeals to what parts of the body? What sense organ? That's what it's asking you. If you are not able to answer all these questions, I'm not sure you are really ready for this exam. So within the next few days that we have, go study these areas a lot. Then devices that is used in a line. What device is used in this line? I've done a lot of that in past questions videos. Go and watch those past question videos. That alone will get you at least 15 marks, 10 to 15 marks. Then the fourth major area is drama. So under drama, you're having theory, you're having the technique of drama. What's a soliloquy? What's an aside? Somebody speaking aside. What does it mean? Then dialogue, okay, which is the day-to-day drama. And under dialogue, what are the types of dialogue? Are you still there? Okay. And then number five, you should understand prose. Okay. Then point of view, character type, narrative style. These are usually straightforward questions. If you don't know them, you don't know them, except you want to use the guessing style. Okay. And then we have textual analysis. What's the interpretation of this text? What is the context in which this text was used? What is the author's message from this text? These are some of the things I've listed in my notes based on what I've seen in previous trends. So, if you want 80% or you want to score 80 in JAMB Literature in English, go focus on tests. Those prescribed tests, they are the most important. In fact, if you don't read those tests, you don't know those tests, your chances become very, very slim. Very, very slim. So go know those tests, go know literary devices a lot, study them a lot. And then poetry interpretation. Those alone will give you up to 70, 80 marks. Alright? So what are the mistakes that some of you make? You read text without having deep understanding of text. Some of you cram. You cannot cram literature. You should just know it. For example, you should know that when you see as bold as sheepy as happy as joyful as, that simile, you should know that. If you don't know that and you are cramming, whatever you're cramming, when you get there, you could see a question that will confuse you. So try to know figure of speech, try to know literary terms, and don't skip interpretation. Right. So JAM does not just set random text. Say we just pull questions from here and here. There are patterns, and based on those patterns, I've given you the top 6 areas that you should focus on for your JAM literature in English this year. Every other thing is noise. All right. So with that, I wish you the best of luck. I have also made a detailed video on the use of English, areas to focus on the use of English. Very detailed. Government, economics, CRK, and a lot of other subjects as that in this channel. So go check on those videos as we prepare for the upcoming exam. If you are yet to be subscribed to the channel, you better hit the subscribe button now so that when we are making updates as this, you won't be left behind. Those who have been following this channel now for about 2 months have all watched all these videos and are in a much better position as we enter into the JAMB exam. I wish you the best. You will not fail.
Hi, I'm sure you enjoyed the video you just watched. To see more content as that, preparing you for your upcoming exam, make sure to smash the subscribe button and turn on notification. Also, remember that you can use the comment section to send us your questions or your inquiries, and we are happy to take them. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.